Well, it's nice that it rained last night so we can have a clean air. It's always nice to have clean air. So I wanted to show you, this is a 4x4, right? So the trick on this guy, because there's no center.
You have to solve for a 3x3 first, and then you have to solve the outside now.
Right, so you create the centers first.
Yeah.
And you try to get all the centers, built up.
It's kind of weird, yeah. Sort of solve a 2x2.
And then once you have Okay, Mr. Kieran, so let's see what you got here on your notes. I haven't seen you in a while, it seems like.
Yeah, we just finished district. I'm going to regionals.
Oh, nice.
So I need to work, big thing, I need to work on right now with my volleys.
Okay.
When I was playing at district, I really struggled at volleys.
Okay.
And we lost the first place match. We got second, so we're still going, but we lost first place match against our own team. So I was kind of annoyed by that because I never got the third set because I messed up on volleys. So we lost second set at tiebreak.
Well, I'd be more than happy to work with volleys with you, my friend.
I think the biggest thing right now is just that my form is really bad. I have a large problem swinging on the volleys.
So, if you look at the list, for example, I did give you the list, right?
I think so.
So if you look at the list, okay, so you have. Okay, so you have a swinging volley, which is really not considered a traditional volley.
Yeah.
The swinging volley became famous. The pros were doing them, and there's a great shot. It's a great powerful shot from midcourt. But the spike volleys, those are awesome. Then the straight volleys, there's two of them, right, forehand and backhand. Then the stop volleys, okay. All right, so these basically, stop volleys, straight volleys, spike volleys. These are the traditional ones right here.
Yeah.
So if you can do these three well, or basically 6 on both sides, then your nets, it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
So we can start. We can start with those. No problem.
So.
All right, let's go and do our usual 5-minute warm-up. Yeah, make sure you're floating. You're on the surface of the moon, man. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a quick stretch, and then we'll get right into the volleys. I know we have a short session today, so let's see if we can maximize it. So it's always a good thing to warm up from the baseline and then stretch and then do volleys, because if you do volleys in the warm-up, especially if you haven't done this one, you can actually pull the bottom of the calf or the soleus muscle when you're doing the volleys. So it's always good to make sure you're warmed up, and because there's a lot of hop here, a lot of jump here at the net. Okay. All right. So you know what? Before I even start, go ahead and stand right here, and just stand right here and just give me some volleys, as if you were warming up for a match. And I want to be at the baseline. Just give me a few volleys. I just want to see what's your yeah, normal reaction. Okay, good. All right, so now go ahead and step back towards the line, right at the service line. Okay. So now I like to start with something called a mid-court volley. That's not one of the ones that I signaled there. We're going to get to those in a minute. But the mid-court volley, I would say, is not probably used by the pros right now, because obviously if a pro is going to hit a mid-court volley, they're probably going to do a swinging volley. But think of this shot as a shot that contains technique that you're going to be able to use for the other six. Okay? So if you can do a mid-court volley correctly, then you can basically you can start learning the other ones really well. You already have a good idea, but I think this is going to help you a lot. Okay, so what is a mid-court volley? You're basically going to hold the racket in such a way that when you suspend the racket with only the index finger and your heel, you can maintain a 45-degree angle. Okay, so you're lefty, so let me see if you can do this business of the finger. So you know how we have an octagonal shape here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to put pressure on this bottom part of the racket, right up where the net is touching the grip. Okay, so let go for a second. And then you're going to put pressure on this part right here. So now look at what happens when I put pressure here.
Yeah, it tilts it up.
The racket is tilted at 45-degree angle. So see if you can use your finger. I'm sorry, the index finger for the pressure at the net, for this position, this bottom spot, and then the heel. So now if you can separate the fingers exactly like that, and then close them, and now tilt it to the left and tilt it to the right. And when you tilt it, you want to actually bring the heel a little bit lower still. Yep. And then so you go from there to there, from there to there. Okay. All right. So now go back to service line, and as soon as the ball hits the strings, I don't want you to move the head. I want you to move the handle. Okay. All right. So stand right here. and then open, and then move the handle forward. So you're not going to do anything with the head. You're only going to do the handle, okay? All right, so try here. Just handle. And then on the backhand side, exactly the same idea. You're going to tilt it, and then you're going to move the handle. Don't slice it right now. So the mid-court volley is flat. It's not a spin. So the ball bounces, and you're not really slicing it right now. So like right now you're doing a bunch of stuff like this with the head. So no, just don't go, just basically it's very, very, very basic. Very simple. You know, almost as if you didn't want to put any effort on it and you just want to block it. Block it. Block it. Block it. Block it. On the backhand, you're doing a bunch of this kind of thing. So later, when I ask you to do a scrape volley, I do want you to do a slice effect. But right now on the backhand, I want to see if you can just block it and let the ball rebound flat. That last one was better because you didn't do anything to the ball other than blocking it. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for right now. Okay, all right, move that ball out of the way. Just block it, okay? Hands together. Block it. So you're not really like striking the ball per se. You're just allowing the ball to interact with the strings. There's a concept of rebound here that I think it needs to be understood in order for you to maximize your volleys. Okay. All right. You know you have tension on your strings, right? 50, 55, whatever. You know, 49, 59 pounds, whatever it is. 51. Okay. I also have tension on my strings. If the ball hits the strings, the tension is interacting with the ball. If I step on the racket, big difference. If I don't step on the racket, it doesn't rebound that much. It rebounds, but it doesn't rebound that much. Step on the racket. If it hits the sweet spot, it's even better. Okay. So what am I actually doing here? I'm allowing the mechanics of the frame of the racket interact with the string tension, so when the ball hits the strings, there's a rebound effect. So your job in the mid-court volley is to use the same principle of stepping on the racket, meaning that when the ball hits the strings, you squeeze tight. Now, you probably remember that one time I said to you, okay, look, when you're playing at the baseline shot, you're going on your baseline shot, you should hold the racket firm, but not tight, as if you had a bird in your hand. And you don't want the bird to fly, but then you don't want to kill the bird either. Well, here at the net, okay, you want to do $1 million shape, okay, at the contact point. At the contact point, you want to feel very firm, okay? So try that. Not swinging, not scraping, just tightening the grip. And you're going to see that you're going to get the effect of that I just showed you with the ball hitting the sweet spot when I was stepping on the racket. So you want to find that rebound effect, okay? Don't scrape it. That was beautiful right there. Okay. All right, so you know what? Let me use this other basket here. the ball and the racket are going to interact, and the tension of the strings are going to interact. You don't have to do much to it. Okay, so now just imagine that you were in one of these science fiction movies, and you have this shield that is in your sweet spot, that is blocking laser beams that are coming right at you. You know, like Star Wars kind of thing. So now the racket has become now a shield, and you have the mindset that that ball is not going to get past you. Okay? All right, so try that. Okay, you're not attacking the ball, you're basically defending. This is a completely defensive mode. All you're doing is blocking it. Don't let the beams pass you. You're not going to slice them, you're just going to block them. Beauty. Okay. All right, so did you notice you already improved your volleys like that because you're starting to use the tension of the strings, and you're also using the racket as a shield, so your mindset changes. It's like, okay, wait a minute. First, I want to make sure, let's say you're playing doubles, let's say, and you're here, right? And you know your partner is serving, and you know you want to cover your entire half court. Well, if you have a good mindset of defense shield, the serve comes in, you're blocking, man, nicely. Even if they're pounding at you, no problem. You're still blocking your volleys, okay?